while we are playing through our joys and sufferings, we think we're doing something very important work in the world. That's what each one of us believe. How many times you're watching the movie, crying with it, laughing with it, but only when the movie is off, you say, natak chal raha tha. If you're doing everything the way you've been doing forever, change will not happen. You've got to take some time off. We're not deleting the brain or the mind. We're not doing that. We're just gathering mastery over it. So all the brain functions will become more enhanced. So, hardware, software, electricity. Hardware disintegrates, software disintegrates, electricity is still there. That's how it is. I can go into the deepest mysteries of that, but in a very simple way. It's this electricity that's making the hardware useful and making the software work. I switch off this electricity, it's great machine, but no, nothing. You hear somebody, just popped off. Good healthy guy running on a treadmill every day, just gone. Perfect machine. Just something just got off, some fuse happened. So electricity is what I'm referring to as consciousness. So which means...
The processes would be the software?
Sorry?
The thoughts, the emotions?
The software. The software. So the reality is electricity. And your software and hardware is a subset of that. Or is getting worked because of the electricity, consciousness.
Is that electricity measurable with today's equipment? Is it like gravity or is it a force? Is it a life force or something like that?
There have been some experiment on that, and some people have been able to not measure the scope, but measure its existence. There have been some experiments done on this, where people have been able to measure, there's something which is beyond body and mind. There have been many experiments done on that. And in the religious, spiritual, mystical, occult world, you hear this all the time. So in the occult world, you hear the presence of spirits and all of that. Those are electric signals here and there. Yeah. Ji, Abhishek.
So who's having fun at our expense?
Shiva.
Why is everybody wired ulta? And that everybody has to find. Why couldn't we all be made with the software?
No, then there's no fun to the game, my dear.
But who's having the fun?
You are having the fun. And I'll prove it.
But if Narada was having the fun, then why?
Look at it this way. While we are playing through our joys and sufferings, we think we're doing something very important work in the world. That's what each one of us believe. Correct?
That's because you don't know the other part.
Exactly. So the whole matrix, Abhishek, is designed in such a way that till the time you want to create this play, you create this play. The day you want to say, I want to wake up, enough of this. You'll wake up and only then you will laugh. That's how the matrix is. We can't do anything about it. You can't laugh in the play. Because in the play, you're riding on the joys and sorrows of the play. It's like watching a movie. How many times you're watching the movie, crying with it, laughing with it, but only when the movie is off, you say, natak chal raha tha. So, all I'm saying, don't wait for the movie to be off. Right in between the scene, look at the screen.
Remove the screen.
No, don't remove the screen. Don't make that mistake. All you need to do is, while the movie is happening, you just look at one Bindu and you're out of this. Have you ever seen in a movie? I'll give you a formula. Next time you're watching a movie and let's say there's a very emotional scene and you're about to cry and people around you are sitting and you're feeling not good about it and you want to stop your crying. Tell me, what will you do?
Get up and go.
No, you can't get up and go. You can't. That's not the possibility. Tell me, what will you do?
You start seeing people around.
Shabash. You start to see people around, which is a distraction. So, to get distracted from this distraction, you impose new distraction. Classic way, and a classic mistake that we all do. Don't replace one distraction with another distraction. You're in the same pit. So what do? You know what? Next time try karna. On that whole mechanical screen, identify a dot, an iode of electric. Identify a dot and just keep looking at that dot. You do it for about 60 seconds. Suddenly you will see, and I'm telling you the experience that you will have, all the imagery will dissolve, and all you will see will just one bindu and some lights flashing here and there. And you do not want to get entangled in the flashes. All you're seeing is just one dot. Bingo. Now, you'll never be able to see film again. Because every time you'll see the bindu. Now you can't be indulgent in the movie. Fun is gone. You understand what I'm saying? Because every time now your mind will do that. Pick up the bindu, let the drama go on. So that's the game. Pick up the bindu. One pointed attention, my friend, on that bindu, while let the drama go on. It's not your play. Somebody else created this movie. Sir?
Finding yourself, does it mean that going away from materialism?
Not at all. Not at all.
Or?
But it means taking break from your material pursuits. It does mean that. If you're doing everything the way you've been doing forever, change will not happen. You've got to take some time off. I was having a podcast with Vinita ji earlier this afternoon, and I was sharing that in our tradition, you've heard about Bhagwan Ram, right? He also had a teacher called Yoga Vashishta. And he used to go to a forest retreat. Krishna, he had a teacher called Sandipani Muni in Ujjain. And even when Krishna was in the world, he would take time off and go back in the forest retreat. You call these guys as gods. Even they needed time off. We need time off. And time off just does not mean vacation. Time off means, I want to spend time with this being. I'll ask you a simple question. Last time आपने अपने साथ बैठ के चाय कप पी थी? When did you had a cup of tea just by yourself? By design.
I don't remember.
How old are you?
I have been long back, but I can't remember.
How old are you?
41.
40 साल हो गए जीवन के. You never had the pleasure of having a cup of tea just with you? Are you understanding the issue? Then which means all the time I am just running after things. I'm not taking a pause then. The big problem. And I'll tell you one thing, which is little different tangents. I receive a lot of parents at the ashram. And one of the standard problem parents are sharing with me these days, that their children are not listening to them. And their children don't respect them. And you know why? Because parents have no substance. Why would a child listen to the parent? The guy has no substance. Why the guy does not have any substance? He doesn't know who he is. He is just a collection of data, information. Information को substance थोड़ी बोलते हैं. Wisdom को substance बोला जाता है. Information is not substance. Wisdom is substance. Children know, my father, no, there is no wisdom in this guy. Experience है, wisdom नहीं है. So there are three things: information, experience, and wisdom. So most of the people have information, experience, but no wisdom. And your children know that. The day they realize substance in you, deep substance, they'll sit with you, they'll talk to you, they'll have deep reverence and respect for you. Otherwise, keep gifting them iPhones and iPads or whatever that is. Sorry, if this is hard. I can't do anything, Abhishek. You've created such a profound hall and, Yes, at the back.
So when you're born, and as a child, you're probably closest to understanding who you are.
Okay.
And as a parent, as a teacher, as somebody who might spend time with children,
Mm-hmm.
what are ways to engage with them so you don't corrupt them or you minimize the corruption?
Okay. Just two things. Number one, allow them to make mistakes. Every child comes with a quota of the mistake that he or she must make. Don't take that quota away from them. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if there's no innocence in you, you can't connect with the innocence. So you cultivate back your own innocence of the childhood. तो थोड़ा सा शरारती हो जाओ. For example, when was the last time you went out in the rain? When was the last time? चलो rain तो ज़्यादा. When was the last time you danced without being drunk, without any party?
Last night.
Very good. So bring in the child in you back. We've just become very serious about life. Yeah. So cultivate. Let the child inside live back again, and then you'll be able to connect to the child. Then you will know what not to do, which will corrupt them. Usko jeena shuru kar lo. Yeah. So just two things. Yeah. Yeah.
The current knowledge of brain science says that
Right.
your brain constructs the next second that is going to happen.
Correct.
And that's like how your reality is constructed for you,
Correct.
so that you don't have a shock value.
Correct.
Whatever the ego death that you're talking about, or the self-discovery, is eliminating that 1 second, or is it what happens in that 1 second you're trying to see without the mind? If so, is that against the evolutionary process that we went through?
Okay. So, we're not deleting the brain or the mind. We're not doing that.
Sure.
We're just gathering mastery over it. So, all the brain functions will become more enhanced. I'll give you another research. More than the brain, your heart's capacity to create reality is 6 seconds, while brain's capacity is just 2 seconds. So you can do 6 seconds in advance. Actually, 4.73 seconds in advance, right? Now, which is the most power center out of these two? Heart is the more. There's a whole heart rate variability and coherence we've been talking about. When you start to become more conscious towards who you are, your reality, you're able to synthesize these functions, control these functions. Right now, nothing is in your control. It's just happening the way it is happening. It's like a machine working. But you've got no say, no control. Then you start to govern the processes and you start to become very aware of the process. Right now, your reality is very reactionary. Then your reality is very awakened, not reactionary. So that is when you create the life of a Buddha, let's say, if you know what I mean. Right? So nothing is compulsion then. Right now, everything is a compulsion in us. Right? So that's a big, massive shift happens. Mastery. Yeah. Yes, and let that be the last one then.
I wanted to understand how one can get a sense of what is your destiny and why are you on this earth? Like everyone has this question, like what is the purpose of your life? Is there a way to
Yeah,
that?
there's I can give you a holistic statement on this. Our purpose is to go back home. Not just die. I'm not talking about that home. While alive, go back home. while alive. In Hindi, we use the word Jivana Mukta. You're liberated while living. But our problem is we are not even liberated while dying or even after death. The loop continues. So one, to go back home, where we came from. And that source code is in all of us. But the five senses, I'm saying again, are engaged outward. You shut the five senses and suddenly you start to explore inner world. The source code becomes available to you. But you've got to then close and make the five senses inward. In yoga, we call this process as Pratyahara. When senses, we start to move senses inward. That's the reason every form of meditation on this planet, beginning level, are always done with closed eyes. Because 80% energy you are releasing through eyes. So you shut this, go inward. And we'll just do it for 2 minutes, okay? Please close your eyes, all of you.